Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the White Pube podcast. My name is Gabrielle Del Puente. TheWhitePube.com is a website that I share with my friend Zarina Mohammed. On Sundays, we take turns posting texts about cultural things that we've experienced. It's my turn. So, I'm going to read something out, but I want to say something up top that I think is quite important. Maybe to me, maybe not to you. I don't know if you listened to the Melania Trump documentary review I posted 2 weeks ago, but I finished that text by saying that I'm so sick of writing about mainstream stuff. Like, it's it's not radical, it's not interesting, and like, it's not gonna do anything. And I want things to change. I don't want to just carry on staying in like the same lane as everyone else because like I don't think the world is good or finished. It's not finished cooking. So I need to start writing about non-mainstream shit again, like I used to do. What I didn't say in that review, and I wrote it quite quickly, so I sort of like left off the second half of the thought. It's just that like the reason I've gone so far towards mainstream stuff is because the more people that read and listen to those mainstream texts on our website, because they click on them naturally knowing already what the thing is about, and therefore it's more comfortable and there's like less of a threshold to get over. Um, the more of that there is, the more people convert into Patreon supporters. They buy our book. Like financially, it does make a lot of sense for us to do. And that's us despite having, no adverts on the podcast or the website. Like it just generally is like good. And Patreon is my wage, so of course I would care about that stuff. But I don't, yeah, I just can't do it anymore. Um and I don't believe in it as strongly. So I want to write about more weird things, but that means that the title of these podcasts is going to be obscure. So if you're listening to this, obviously you've already clicked on it, and even though it says Crisis Acres and you don't know what that means, and I just want to say thank you. I think there's a certain type of person that is like up for something new, and you've got to be in a certain type of mood, and you're normally like a cultural omnivore who likes a little bit of everything or is just interested in many different parts of culture. And not everyone is, and that's fine. I respect that. But just thank you. And like I need help from those people and those readers to keep this momentum going and to bring us all along on the same conversation. Because you're the readers. I'm just the writer, but I need the readers to like get the other readers or something. Does that make any sense? In English, I'm scared no one's going to listen to the future podcasts because I'm going to write about weird shit. Yeah. Fuck Melania, man. Right. Today's episode is about Crisis Acres. I'll tell you what it is. It's going out on the 22nd of February, 2026. Let's go. It's a Wednesday afternoon and I'm sipping water. Dizzy, and it's continuous, even though I'm only sitting at my computer. I've started new medication to lower my stomach acid, and this one side effect has been waves around my feet all week. All the way up, waves knocking gently around my shoulders like I'm in a crowd of people even when I am alone. So dizzy. But I tried a low acid diet for a while there and it didn't stop my throat from burning. The bit between my stomach and esophagus isn't keeping a lid on things, and the stomach acid is still crawling up, still scratching at a part of the body it's never supposed to see. I still need help. Still wish the long COVID clinics hadn't been closed last year. Still. I put in a request for an appointment via my GP's online platform and kept my phone on loud for a week but didn't hear a thing. I then called, even though the physical act of speaking is starting to feel physical, only for the receptionist to tell me she hadn't had anything through. I did eventually see a doctor, and I've got the pills, and I'm dizzy now, aren't I? But that small failure is what I'm thinking about today, having just watched Crisis Acres, an hour-long film by the artist Tom K. Kemp. Sometimes artists email Vimeo links and passwords, and I immediately forget about them. But after I reviewed Melania last week, I can't bear the thought of writing about mainstream culture, knowing my criticism helps create the mainstream, and that mainstream creates this stale world. I'm going back through emails to find art instead. It's not like I can stand up right now anyway. In Crisis Acres, the artist has invited people to role play the different departments that make up a hospital. Some of the participants are healthcare workers, some aren't. One group of players are patients, and they each have cards around their neck telling them details of their character and how sick they are supposed to be. Groups are sat at tables in a big echoing space inside the Montfort University, and we follow patients as they are moved between these different departments, going table to table, asking for help and direction. It's improvised. Somebody plays the role of the media and starts asking if any of this is even working. And there's a lot of fretting, an air of general confusion. Not enough money, not enough staff, not enough beds. Then, at the end of the film, a patient is told by two doctors they can treat her, but first they need to roll a 5 or more. We watch a 6-sided dice hit the table. The doctor rolls a 5 and celebrates. Good news, the medication is working. We understand then that the entire past hour has played out according to the roll of the dice. I don't imagine much of my audience has experience of tabletop role-playing games, but generally speaking, there's a challenge that players try to overcome. But how well they do depends on the number they roll. The dice creates the drama, chance creating the thing everyone improvises around. So, for example, a 5 helped that patient in the film, but if they'd rolled a 1, it might have meant an allergic reaction that landed her in A&E or something. I like that the artist has applied a luck-driven game system to healthcare. It's embarrassing how well they match up. Devastating how, for all of us unable to afford private healthcare, the NHS has us beholden to a system we have no control over. The postcode lottery, your position on a wait list, that 8 a.m. race for appointments. The lottery in the gender and race of your primary doctor. How much knowledge and imagination and energy the doctor has in the 3 minutes you get to speak. As the film went on, I found myself thinking of all the times I've asked a question and watched the doctor's eyes flick to the left of the computer so they can refer to the script the system has told them to read from. But what if the answer's not there? I don't want to ask the internet instead when grifters are waiting to sell snake oil and right-wing politics. I either enter into the system and agree to play by its rules, or what? I lose the game? And there are other systems of government, money, and law. Power organizes all these different systems with a rigidity so that they seem to structure the sky. They structure time, how we move through our days, old institutions, fossilized. Honestly, the world is so structured so that luck no longer feels like luck, but something more sinister. Against this context, Kemp's film does that neat art trick of presenting an institution we are familiar with, but here it's one step removed, and the film exists in the displacement between the world there is and the world there could be. The burning throat and the one where I can speak forever. I can't say I enjoyed watching it, but I don't think enjoyment is even close to the point. I'm interested in games that aren't about enjoyment, because that's another displacement, when by and large we expect games to be fun. I mean, we expect healthcare to make us feel cared for, but that's so rarely the case as well. I think this is why when the doctors rolled the dice at the end of the film, I wished those dice calls had punctuated the entire film explicitly. I wanted the film to be more upfront with us, less clever, arty social experiment, and more obviously criticism. But I would say that I'm a sick critic. When the credits rolled on all the participants' names, I closed the tab and looked at documentation of the film when it was exhibited at Two Queens in Leicester last year. There's a video of a sculpture that was shown in the space alongside the film. In Homunculus, there's a big clear tank full of six-sided dice, and something inside is making them churn ever so slightly, moving out the way, falling over each other. There's soft clinking sounds and constant movement, so the dice rolls never come to an end. I started scrolling down the press release, but the words moving on the screen were enough to make me dizzy again, and it was strong enough that my body leant forward as if I was going to fall into the computer. It's more than a dizzy spell. This is vertigo. I took some more water and wished I could roll the dice myself. These days, maybe always, it feels like someone else gets to roll it for me. Thank you for being here. Thanks for clicking on shit, even if you don't know what it is. If you are here at the end of the review, please leave a dice emoji on our Instagram so I know you are here. Please think about signing up to our Patreon at £1 a month. If you want to support another year of writing. And then also signing up to Patreon means you get to join our Discord, which is like honestly the only part of the internet I enjoy anymore. Besides the white pube. Okay, I will shut up now so I can rest my voice, which sounds as bad as it did 2-3 months ago when all of this began. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.